Hey, hey, what awesome music. Hold on, I've got an echo here. Isn't that music fan-freaking-tastic? In case you're wondering what it's from Ghosts and Goblins on the Commodore 64, which is quite some time ago. Hey, hey, what awesome music. And now I've got my echo of my echo. How are we, ladies and gentlemen? The hair's getting a bit... It's getting a bit kind of... The horns are growing. I'm on the McRae caffeine. There's a funny, actually, watch out on, for those of you in my industry, Telecom TV, there's an amusing story coming out from Ray and the Telecom TV guys. Let me turn off my twin. How are we tonight? It's Friday night. It's Elvira night. I must keep calling her Elvira rather than Elvira or something else. Elvira is how you pronounce it apparently. I call her kind of with my Scottish twang, Elvira. And if I go to Alexa, she gets very confused. So I was actually asked today if I played much pinball, and I've tried to, but I have to say I haven't been enjoying it. I think the lack of people to play with is quite challenging. But we'll see how we get on tonight. Hopefully we'll get a few regulars or irregulars. For some reason Twitch thinks I'm playing a game that I played last week, but anyway, let me just check that over. No, it's fine. Let me just fix that. Boom, save. So yeah, so in case you didn't know, this is Twitch. I stream pinball on Twitch. I'm Neil McRae. I work in telecoms. I have a small shed here that's got 20 pinball machines in it. Actually, I think I might have 21 at the moment. 9, 10, 11, 10, 90. Yeah, it's got 21. And I've got an AC/DC that I borrowed off a good friend of mine, Matt. If you're in London, you need a pinball machine to hire or to play, go to londonpinball.com. And I've also got a loan of Willy Wonka, which I might have a go at streaming over the weekend. I have to say, it's a nice. The game's got a lot of nice shots in it, but the code for me is the flow. Is it the code? Am I complaining about the right thing? The kind of the gameplay of the game, I think is how I would put it. It doesn't feel like I'm playing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka. It doesn't feel like I'm playing the movie. Whereas on Guardians, on Stranger Things, on Walking Dead, on Deadpool, on Batman, it feels like I'm in the game. And it's kind of like, I was talking to Canada about this actually, and kind of it's like if you wouldn't be surprised if the coder or the team, I don't want to blame the coder because I think that's unfair. If the team, said, well, we hadn't actually seen the movie when we created the game. I suspect some of the challenges they had around licensing rights probably didn't help. Like, for me, when I think of Willy Wonka, I think of one thing: the Candyman song. Let's have a blast. The Candyman. Let's see if YouTube's got it. I'll probably get banned for playing it. Videos. Here we go. Sammy Davis Jr. Let's see if I can make this play. It's not good. The Candyman can. Anyway, it's not not a great recording of it, but it's such an iconic tune for. Hey, Big Phil, how are you, mate? It's such a big tune from the game, and it's right from the movie, and it's right at the start. This is the Candyman, and it doesn't have that in the game, and it's like, and there's a couple other things it needs. Anyway, let me turn myself down. So let's play a bit of Elvira. We're on, actually I can't remember what code version we're on. I think we're on .95. And Lyman, I hope you're well, Lyman. You've nailed it on this game again. So I've kind of got a bit of a Lyman Sheets corner here. I got Walking Dead, I got Elvira, I got Batman 66, and you know, and then I've got across the road Medieval Attack and Monster Bash. All big Lyman games. Hey James, and he's fucking nailed it on this game. It's so good, I love it. So let's get into it. The object of the game is our house is haunted. You're trying to clear out all the spooks so she can flog the house. Of course, an everyday occurrence, but usually the spooks are the estate agents. The great thing about this game is it kind of tells you what you need to do. There's a lot of games like, you know, what am I supposed to do? Guardians, I always think, what the hell am I supposed to do? And the great thing about it is all the movies that are in this game are all in the public domain. So they're able to use tons of the... tell me how the sound is, guys. They're able to use tons of the assets from the game. And even though it's not really based on a movie, it does feel like Stern really nailed the theme. And of course, having her ladyship Elvira participate in the manufacturing of the game definitely helps. And I guess that's the challenge, is that Gene Wilder's dead, so having him in the Willy Wonka, probably challenging. Anyway, that was rubbish, so I'm going to start again. I was yakking too much. So there's a skill shot, which is basically to get the ball to stop behind the house. And I've cocked it up. Now, one of the, again, this feel a bit like Walking Dead-y when the ball comes out of the pops is one of the most dangerous times for the ball. And also when you, much like prison and Walking Dead, if you don't hit that properly and it flails and boom, you're in the middle. Of course, I need to do that now because I kind of started down that process. Oh, and I pulled it just a bit too hard. Story of my life. So here you've got the Deadhead Crypt. Now, if you're in the Elvira games, you'll get all this Deadhead and Elvira, all that shit. I don't get it. I just hit the targets. Hey Ryan, how are you, man? Good to see you guys. Good to see you, James. Good to see you, Phil.
Surface readings register above minimum requirements.
Teenager must mean something else in space, because, I mean, these guys look like 30-something. You know.
We met the actress that plays Elvira. I forget her name. It'll come back to me. Cassandra something. She's actually, I have to say, on top form. I thought she was really funny. Mandy did as well. She wasn't in Elvira mode, but she was very entertaining.
Focusing disintegrator. Just call it a ray gun.
Is she 76? Is she really 76? She's not 76. Well, I'll be honest with you, Ryan, I'm not a big fan of Scared Stiff. The bit here is Scared Stiff. That with the thing, it just fucks me off, if I'm honest. Excuse my language. I'm not a big fan. I love this game though. I'm so glad I got this. Although I'm a bit annoyed with old Philip Pinball Heaven, because I wanted an LE and he didn't have one. So he offered me a premium, which, because it was the next day delivery, of course, I said yes. And then he finds a bloody LE in the back of his warehouse. I'm like, how do you lose a freaking pinball machine? Anyway, I've made a few upgrades to this to make it more LE-like, so I can live with it. The game's plays exactly the same. We need to find out if she's really 76, James. Go Google it or something, man. I have to say, I could see her being in her 60s, but I can't imagine she's in her 70s. And I'm playing rubbish. Stalls for Diet Coke.
Got a match?
Oh, I got a free game.
Welcome back.
Just under, yeah, okay, I could get that. Right, so I need to get a mode going, and basically to do that, I have to hit the purple shot into the house. Or I can block the first ball. See, in that picture, it looks like the box of a pinball machine. I don't know if it is a box of a pinball machine, but it certainly looks like it. 68, okay. I tell you, the lack of competitive play and the adrenaline of playing is, I swear to God, I think my pinball has got worse. And it's not that I haven't played, I've just kind of, because there's nothing to win really except a high score. And most of the people on the Pinball Info high score competition cheat anyway. I'm in trouble now. I kind of got a bit, I was playing for some of the big scores, but some of the people getting some of those big scores, I'm like, really? Anyway. Right, so I got this mode, I gotta get, ooh. Oh, that was rubbish. But I had to get 8 of them, which it says on the roll, basically. I'm playing so badly. It's partly to do with this mic. It's kind of crowding my space. Right.
I heard something.
There we go. Yeah, my games are set up hard, but I look at even, there's a couple of folks with getting monster scores on stuff that just feels a bit. Maybe I'm just a bad loser. Right, I gotta move this mic. Hold on, it's cramping my style. That's better.
Who wants a match?
Who wants the mat? I need to rotate it. Hold on. Let me know how that is. Yes, James. With 12 extra balls. Isn't it?
And now, player one.
I'm playing like a chump. Let me start again. Alright, this is going to be a good game.
Welcome back, darling. Princess me.
Just good old pro flow. Mate, you can't hit the bomb and horde and get all your balls back though, so.
Because, I mean, these guys look like 30-something. You know, my age.
I need to, I can't actually stream Walking Dead at the moment because it's above, it's above, oh, going home, home. It's above my TV and I can't get my rig in there, so I've got another camera I'm going to mount on the roof, so it'll be streamable all the time. Ooh. Here we go. Oh, this is new.
God, let's get this guy out of my house before he starts using my tweezers.
That's new. I've not heard her say that before. Oh, nice.
It dices.
Right. So what I really want to do now is get the multi-ball going. So there's two kind of multi-balls to start with. One is in the garage, one is on in the crate. The crate one's a bit more challenging. I'll explain that later, but you got to get the. It's a bit like. It's a bit like the Walking Dead drops. No danger. That was a miss. Right, here we go, multi-ball.
These wild women have been haunting my garage for months. I bet the beer fridge is empty again.
Wild Women Multi-Ball.
That's a shame, mate, because it's a darn good game. God damn it, that was a screw up. Here we go, some music. This is Gargoyles Gone Wild. So I timed out on that mode, basically. I don't know how, but I managed to hit every shot except the ones I had to shoot. Boom. Here comes the ball out of the cellar. So I wanted to shoot that back up, but the ramp was up, so it would have just come back. It's the only thing that irritates me about this game.
He's been bitten by a werewolf, and now he's haunting my house. So grab a silver bullet, darling. No, not a beer.
Ryan, did you meet her at Chicago? You must have done. Or you would have seen her at least. I really wish I'd gone and met. I didn't queue up because the queue was so long, but I kind of wish I had done now. If you don't follow TurboGrafx-7, you should follow him. He streams some really nice pinball games. He just picked up another classic Stern, a Jungle Book, Jungle Lord Jungle Book, which looked lovely. Those fucking slings are lethal on this game.
Got a match?
No, I think it was roughly the same price as Batman 66. I think, roughly.
You came back.
In fact, I think Batman 66 for the LE was more expensive, I think. Less Batman sold or less Elvira sold, James? I mean, Elvira, I think both games are still on Stern's officially up for, you can buy them from Stern still. Batman 66 is 6K, is it? Where are these? Where are these 6K Batman 66s?
Like 30 something. You know, my age.
That's Elvira. I don't know about that. It's hard to really say whether it's sold more because most of these games in the I think in the UK it's probably not that much in it. You know of two that sold for that. Did the sellers tell you that price or the buyers, James? Because I heard someone tell someone what they bought a game off me for, and let me tell you, the price they said was utter bullshit.
You're up.
I think people like to pretend that they bought the game for a lot less, and perhaps some of the sellers say that they sold it for a lot more. If Batman's going for 6K, now I could maybe believe it, because people are starting to get a bit desperate. But if people are selling Batman for 6K, that's a fucking tragedy. Put it this way, no one's going to be buying a new pin if you can buy a second-hand Batman Premium.
Got a match?
How much is a used Guardians of the Galaxy go for now then, James? You've just sold yours. How much you sell it for?
Nice to see you again.
Or have you sold it? I can't remember.
The super secret backdoor on
There we go.
Stock. Woohoo!
Door reporting. 42 saturation degrees and 96 volumes.
Okay, kids, time to take this space
4.9.
elsewhere. Fire up your retro
I tell you,
rockets
Batman's
and
selling for
shit out.
6K. Then Guardians of the Galaxy is now a 4K game. Have you sold yours or have you still got it? I can't remember.
Welcome back.
There we go.
Back door, please come to the front.
And then you've got that Black Knight Pro for 5.1.
Something else in space, 'cause, I
I
mean,
hope no
these
one's
guys
hoping to
look
get a
like
lot of money back from their
30
pinball
something.
machines because
You know, my age.
the fire sale is on.
Ooh, big man with a ray gun.
Did you get anything to replace it? I think I remember.
Shoot anything.
I can't remember what you got to replace it. In pounds, Howard. How are you, man? In pounds. Basically, here in the UK, Howard, we got a lot of people trying to sell games related, probably, I suspect, to the crisis we're in and people not having any money. And you got people trying to sell games at like really high prices. That they're never going to get at the moment because it's a buyer's market, and those that are buying, oh yeah, AFM. So at the moment here, and I'm sure it's probably happening in the US, Howard. You know, there's a guy trying to sell an Iron Maiden Premium for £7,000 when £7,500 when it costs £8 to buy it new, and he's got no freaking chance of selling it for that. So it goes up for that price. It eventually gets sold, but it's never sold for the money they wanted, basically. What's the story with AFM then, dude? This is an original one, which means all of the switches will stop working. I saw you playing. I watched a bit of you playing. Shit. I watched a bit of you playing Walking Dead yesterday, and I also watched a bit of. I forget his name. There's another guy playing Walking Dead yesterday. He got like 1 billion on it. It was phenomenal.
This crew tips the creep factor scales at about a 50 out of 10. Time to remove this experimental team from my house.
we all do, mate. Yeah, I mean, we've got here in London, we've got a pinball club, and so I've got 20 games here roughly, and I've got another 10 in the pinball club. Okay. Yeah, mate. See, I mean, there's like a natural affection to want to own the old Bally Williams games, but they're heavy lifting. Although in saying that, I've got what? I got 4 original Bally Williams games that are solid, basically. Oh, I've never made it. I'll be honest with you, I've never made it to Last Man Standing. I got to Escape Terminus, and I get to Horde fairly semi-regularly. I remember I did this, I think the second time I got to Horde, I was streaming. It's on my YouTube page. And I was so excited to get to Horde, I completely fucked it up. Yes, by the way, Pinball Howard, he's a really good guy. Where me and him usually hang out at various pinball competitions and complain that we're not as high up on the table as we should be. And Pinball Howard, you just started streaming, Howard, right? Last few weeks, last month or so. But a really good guy. Oh, come on. Were you going to New York, by the way? Actually, I should have worn my NYC PC t-shirt. That's right. We're usually like, oh, if only I could just beat that score by a little bit. Oh, jeez. That's like the past 2 New Yorks. I've been like really on the bubble. And the first New York. So this weekend would have been New York City Pinball Champs for 2020. And they cancelled it, obviously, but the first one I was in at midnight, so qualifying finished at midnight. I was in, I was like, yes! And then some bastard beat me on fucking Dialed In. This is why I bought a Dialed In. And I managed to get another game on Dialed In, and I just couldn't get any score on it. And then I managed to put a score on it. Not a great one though. And then literally, with like 20 seconds to go, I'm through. 4 seconds to go, I'm out. Anyway. Hey Colin, how are you? Good to see you, man. I'm playing a bit rubbish tonight. Well, I usually play rubbish, but more often than not. We were just... Howard and I were just self-deliberating about our on the bubble routine. Come on. That shot, if you don't hit that shot right to that garage, you're done, basically.
Who wants a match?
Alright, okay man, how are you? Crikey. Pinball Royalty is joining my channel tonight. I hope you're not expecting high scores or amazing pinball flipper skills. but welcome. Oh, that was lucky. It's kind of weird. Sometimes I'll be watching Twitch and there'll be like 400 people streaming pinball, and then for days it's like nobody. You know, I'm not doing well this week, and I think the lack of I genuinely think the lack of competitive play is making me play worse. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, Mr. Steelman is the one and only
Teenager must mean something else.
Pinball champion 2017. I think that's where we met, Colin.
30-something. You know, my age.
And a fantastic player and a great guy. And STDM is Eric, or Chuckwart, another great guy. Great player as well. Eric, I'm using the rig that you smuggled to Pinburg for me or was it actually with New York, I think. You sent it to last year? Yeah, it was a year ago. Holy shit. Well, I've got a picture of you, mate, where you just kind of, when you've realised you won, you kind of just, you fall on the floor. It was fucking glorious to watch, mate. I have to say, that was my first big tournament I'd been to, and I'd never been to anything like it, and I loved it. I loved every minute actually, and for me, I played all right, but it was such a good, it was a great week. It's a shame that Pinburg's been cancelled. Beautiful. Yeah, that dialed in game was phenomenal to watch. I tell you what though, Colin, I bet you're glad that you went to Indisc this year. Given pretty much everything else has been cancelled, I'm really glad I went. I wasn't sure if I'd get there or not, but I'm really glad I made it. It might actually be the only major this year. I should have nudged that.
Got a match?
Yeah, that was good as well. I have to say though, being a kind of a newbie, I was trying to follow it and I didn't really know the game that well, so it was kind of a bit harder to follow. But yeah, it was exciting. Because I can remember people getting like really, they were in the crowd, they were going, oh, and I'm like, what happened? I was trying to work out how the game played. Anyway, it was a fucking hell. Those slings are lethal. I need to have a good game, otherwise I'll feel bad all night. It's hard to play and talk though. That's the other issue. Yeah, don't use a warning during. Yeah, I know it was a really good gig. I played terrible partly because the games were hard, but I'm really glad I went. Because given it, I haven't been back to the US since basically. I'm supposed to be there this weekend for New York. It's supposed to be at Texas, obviously. It's really good to see Texas on next year, by the way.
Breaking news! A member of the Washington press corps has just been bitten by a werewolf.
I was supposed to go to Florida as well for a space thing at Kennedy Space Station, and that got cancelled a couple of weeks ago.
And let's rid the place of this canine correspondent.
Hey, Jay William. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I've been starting to do is get out and about. So me and the wife go for a bit of a walk after just before dinner. I'm starting this again. Trying to get some exercise because I'm not known for exercising at the best of times, but I usually walk to work. Well, I usually get the train and walk from the train station, which is a good few miles. I usually get my 10,000 a day, but right now I'm getting nothing.
Back in my house. Jeez, the nervous spirits. You and your crappy.
Yeah, Carl and the guys, they're just such a good Jim and all the Pinball Museum guys did an epic job. I really enjoyed it. Oh, that was nice. Vimto Man, I have not received the mods yet. They're today. So so I got some mods for this game coming, the package was shipped from Florida 6 weeks ago. It's been stuck between Florida and the UK. This morning, the tracking actually updated to say it was at Heathrow. So what normally happens is they come in at Heathrow and then they go up to Coventry to be assessed for taxation. I suspect they'll arrive next week. But the guy at Medicinal did a really did a custom mod for me with my arcade logo on it, which was cool.
This crew tips the creep factor scales at about a 50 out of 10. Time to remove this experimental team from my...
Yeah, it's Tim Fritzel. I think he's done a lot of call-outs. And I don't know if you saw him. I'm assuming you saw him on the Twippies. He was awesome on the Twippies. I think the call-outs in this game, this won it. I think the Twippy for call-outs. I think it's well deserved, basically. Here we go.
All the same, right?
Wild Women Multi-Ball!
Yeah, if you avoid United Postal Service, so USPS, stuff arrives quick. So I got a bunch of stuff from Pinball Life. Take 2 days basically. The shipping's a bit more expensive, but you get it quickly. But if you use USPS, so I had two things use USPS. I've got speaker update from come on. That's better. Super, boom. That wasn't so good. I got the super at least. WC, yeah, I think he's done. I think if you look him up on IPD in Internet Film, he's in hundreds of games, like loads. I think he's also in a bunch of video games as well. I think his job's to be like a voice actor or something. But I think on this he's very good. He's in Scared Stiff for sure.
Honey, you must be psychic. Now it's time to round up this crazy, creepy, culty clan and seal their fate.
I'm probably going to stream Stranger Things tomorrow. I've say I fucking hell, what am I? Going out. I haven't played it a lot, I have to say. But the latest code, I played a couple of games of the latest code. I thought it was brilliant. And since I adjusted the ball guides, the game plays beautifully now. Oh, and I fixed those I fixed the optos as well. I'm glad you pointed that out to me because I don't think I would have noticed it for a while. I knew there was something not right about it, but I couldn't quite figure out what it was.
Yeah, buddy, you found the back door. You survived. You're halfway through the house.
Dimterman, have you got an Elvira? Or oh, here we go. So this is one of the mini wizard modes. Oh, no way, man. Yeah, Lyman, I mean, I played it in Chicago. You were in Chicago as well, weren't you? You probably played it there as well. And I loved it, and I'd already put money down. Did I put money down for Stranger Things then? I can't remember. Maybe not. No, because I announced it. There's a reason why. Oh, I was still waiting on. I think I was still waiting on. Yeah, I was. I was still waiting on Jurassic Park. So I didn't want to buy another game whilst I'd one in the other way in. So I held off. But I'll be honest with you, I prefer this to Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, it's a great game, but it's really for someone who's not as elite at pinball as me. I find it really difficult. I find it frustrating. Whereas this, I kind of enjoy it. Apart from the slings.
They're coming for you.
Night of the Living Dead, the original zombie adventure. Let's trap this crap ASAP.
Come on, boom.
Oh, look! More zombies. Let me stand next to your...
Ah. By the way, Colin, I wasn't bothered about where I was. It was kind of just the amusement of it, really, in terms of position. I always want to leave an event thinking I played as good as I could have played. I hate it. Like at EPC last year, I could have played a lot better, and I was kind of frustrated about it. I played terrible the whole weekend. Whereas Pittsburgh and NYCPC, even Texas, I couldn't have played any better. In-disc, maybe could have played a bit better. But I think if you go there and you play as good as you can play, you are where you are at the end of it.
God, let's get this guy out of my house before he starts using my tweezers.
This will have to be a carpet.
Oh, that was a big miss. Get up there. You get the ball in the slings in this game, you're in trouble.
I'll call the authorities.
Got a match?
Got a match.
Ready to start the nightmare?
find it so hard to play and talk and stream.
Ball one, lock.
It's just you see Jack Danger do it. I think you as well, Eric. You know, you can talk and play, and when there's a lot going on, especially my issue is I'm just not accurate enough on aiming.
Teenager must mean something else in space.
It's definitely a skill if you can do both.
30-something. You know, my age.
See, there you go. Elvira's in her 30s, guys. You said she was 60.
Whoa,
Yeah, I mean, I've been streaming 2 or 3 years now, but I don't stream regularly. It's like usually a Friday night, but just depends what's going on with work and the wife and stuff. It's just something you do. I think you're right. You kind of get used to it. Ooh.
This is how we blow this sucker wide open. And you, the sneaky pig.
And this shot here, the loop shot, I struggle with it. Oh, beautiful. Got lucky there. Picked it up. Domino, good question. It comes from two things, actually. I have a love of what's known as causality. So the thing I've got tons of qualifications in is what's called systems thinking. So something happens over here and it affects this thing over there. And I love that causality thing. And it's called the domino effect. And then I'm also a big Genesis fan, and they have a song called Domino, which is about the domino effect, and it's just kind of stuck, basically.
Breaking news! A member of the Washington Press Corps has just been bitten by a werewolf.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Eric, it's kind of bizarre, but there are some tournaments where I'm like on it, and there's others where I'm fucking nervous as fuck. And I just can't, I forget that, you know, in pinball you gotta effectively slow the ball down and control the ball. And I just forget, I'm like I've just walked up to a game. And it drives me nuts as to what causes it. Ooh, that was close.
And now for something completely different. This hunt is so wild, it's Wongo.
No.
Women multi-ball.
Not domino sugar, just the domino effect.
Oh, jackpot.
Oh, get up there, come on. Got the loop shot, which is always found tricky. Oh, I'll get the ball back, thankfully. Me, I for my work, I speak in front of like. So I finished that mode, hooray! So when you finish a mode, there's like a hurry up that you pick up called trailer trash. Depending on, I don't know what it charges for some reason. May I speak at 10,000? I go out and talk about my industry in front of 10,000 people, no problem. Walk up to a pinball machine, a pinball event. Ah! I don't know what it is. It's like it's bizarre, utterly bizarre. It's infuriating as well. 'Cause I've never had like a stage fright nerves problem in my life. It's nuts. It's really frustrating. My wife thinks it's hilarious. She's like, "Oh, this could be bad." The ball's stuck under the ramp. Here we go. The ramp's going to come up, the ball's going to come out, and it's going to go straight down the middle. Oh no! Fucking pinball. Not bad first ball though. Yeah, I haven't seen actually the logo that you see, the Domino logo. I actually stole it. I'm waiting for one day where they come after me for it. That was shit. It's if you Google Domino Records, you'll find that I've nicked their logo. Hopefully they don't mind. I haven't had any cease and desist letters, which would be hard because I've got this 2-meter neon light with their logo on it in my pinball room. So hopefully they won't either never find out, or if they do, they never mind. I'll invite them all down to play pinball if they get upset. I figured if it's a record label, they'll probably be cool about it. So it's like an indie record label. But it was I literally was googling for Domino in neon from a pinball arcade point of view, and that logo that I'm using came up, so I just nicked it. And I thought one day I'll get around to doing my own, and I've just never done it.
Let me out! I want to party!
Surprise! You survived! You're halfway through the house.
No.
It's time
Here we
to
go.
party like monsters.
You ready?
Ooh, nice organ. You know it
Love
makes
it.
me wanna shout.
Come on, Neil. Hit a fucking score. Ah, you idiot.
Ball one locked.
Ah, cool. Yeah, it's just the whole pinball thing's neon and literally found that logo. I was trying to get a decent logo for streaming, really. I used to have a really good logo. Actually, I've still got it somewhere. I need to find it, which was on my web. I used to have a web page with all about technology stuff, and I had this really good revolving domino. But the server it was on, the boot sector on the server died, and it's in a garage, waiting for me to get around to sorting it out one day.
Who wants a match?
Okay.
Nice to see you again.
I was hoping to put a big score up to wind up my good friend Paul Rubin's So on our local UK forum, Pinball Info, we got this selfie tournament. I think I'm second on the Elvira stuff. I'm also on the Quarantopia selfie one, but some of the players on there are so good. It's like, why bother? I got a couple of good scores, but I got a great Star Trek score that I thought no one's going to beat that. 4 billion on Star Trek Next Gen, and then some guy gets 8 billion. How the f do you get 8 billion on that game? He must have been playing it for about an hour. You guys are, if you're not playing in the selfie league, you should get onto it. Go to matchplay.events, search for Quarantopia Selfie League. It's the only competition playing on Matchplay right now. And start playing. Get a few scores, upload it. It's good fun. And Laura who's run this, doing a great job.
Wild Women Multi-Ball!
Really good job of running it. Given the circumstances. That was really bad timing. Yeah, Quarantopia, that's it. Thanks for that, Howard. It's amazing how many people are playing in it. I was staggered by that. There must be like 200 or 300 people. 200? Maybe? I can't remember. I think it's about 200, she said. Might be more than that. Anyways, it's amazing the list of games, and of course, there's a fun. What I like are the people who've got like a high score on something like Baldur's Gate, and there's like 4 Baldur's Gate in the whole world, and they've got the #1 score, and they're never going to get more. No one's going to beat them. Basically, makes me laugh. No. No, I feel like I don't mind a game of dominoes, but I haven't played in a while. I've got a set here where I used to play, but nah, no championship or anything, just for fun. And boom.
You can be the first on your block to own one of these!
Yeah, no, I remember. I was trying to make up a unique name for a pinball machine, Eric, and for some reason, Baldur's Gate came up. It's because on that Quarantopia thing, you'll find a load of people at the top where they've played 5 EM games that no one else on the planet's got. So it looks like they're right. I know Laura said that the rules on match play, but it looks like they're right at the top of the league, and you're like, how's this guy so good? And then you find out he's, the game that he's playing, he's the only guy in the world that's got it. Yeah, see, I never play any of my games with extra balls on, unless it's new. I played this with extra balls on for a little bit, and also Stranger Things, but I always try and play without extra balls.
Let's trap this crap ASAP.
There we go. Right, this will be the last game of the evening, chaps.
Elvira has issues. You think? We're at the door.
Oh, no. Nearly. Yeah. So I'm thinking, I've got in the club, the pinball club, I could go in for a day. I've got in the pinball club. There are some real bizarre games. We got Cobra, which I think there's like 8 in the whole world. We've got a Quicksilver, a 9-ball. They're not super rare, but rare-ish. We've got a bunch of Zaccaria games, Spooky, Pinball Champ 82. Again, there's a few of them around, but what's the other Zaccaria game we've got? I'm trying to remember. There's 3 or 4 there that are mats, and I was solely tempted to go and just put scores on them. I am thinking of driving to our pinball club. It's about 30 minutes drive from where I live, purely for something different to do. In the UK, they've eased some of our restrictions a little bit, not massively. I mean, in theory, driving to the pinball club probably is borderline acceptable. It's probably not acceptable at all. But no one. I'm not sure anyone from the club's been down there. I kind of want to go down there and have a look around. I'm gonna have one more game because that was a rubbish game. Yeah, Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I meant Baldur's Gate, but Baldur's Gate's the game. I was just making a pinball game up that nobody had, basically. I've actually got. I'll wait till the end of this, but I've got one of those FPGA boards for retro arcade games. If you don't know, I don't know if you guys probably know Anonymous. He's a pinball retro streamer on Twitch. Really, Patrick, phenomenal guy. Really good guy, and he's got me into retro games again. Retro video games, and he streams a lot of pinball as well. Thanks, Superman. Take care, dude. Speak to you soon. Stay safe, yeah. I think my last game is going to be a long one. If you biff that shot, if you from the ramp to here, if you miss any of those shots, you're in trouble on this game. Barry, thanks for the bits, dude. Appreciate it. All the money, any money that comes into this, goes to the National Autistic Society here in the UK. So thank you on their behalf. I usually have, last weekend I would have had about 20 autistic kids in the arcade here to play pinball. Every 3 months we get autistic kids in because they love it. They love playing pinball. There is definitely something about pinball and autistic children. So I get them round every 3 months, and actually this time last year we had a big, so in my industry, I'm in telecoms, we had a charity pinball competition actually, which of course I won. It's my sole championship victory, purely because there was no other pinball players in the competition. Anyway, we raised like about just under 10 grand. Good night, folks. I'm going to call it there. Check out STDM Pinball. Check out Pinball Howard. Check out Anonymous. Jack Danger will be up in an hour and a half. Dead Flip. Always worth tuning in to Jack. Watch out for hey Polar Bear. Just calling it a night, my friend. Look out for the UK Pinball Club James, who streams. And stay safe, everybody, and Also Ryan TurboGrafx, who popped in earlier. Stay safe, everybody, and I will see you guys hopefully soon in person. If not, streaming usually Friday nights. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on YouTube. I upload most of my videos to YouTube. Take it easy. Yeah, everyone's great, mate. I hope everyone's good for you as well. Polar Bear, it's this lockdown's starting to like. Are we nearly there yet? If you know what I mean, which I'm sure a lot of folks are feeling. But anyway, hopefully everybody's safe and well, and we'll see you soon. Take it easy, folks. Bye bye.